afternoon, everyone. This is Jerry Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Tuesday, January 18th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern. We will be having a Time for Change call tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern on this call, on this line. And keep in your hearts the wellness, continuing wellness of Patty McPeak and her husband Bobby. They really got hit with something. They are not well at all. You know, some people might say it might be the C-19 or the flu. It's some form of virus that has really knocked them out. And so we're on our end doing what we can as far as quinine, and they've got the Max, the Halo Max, and they're hydrating, but they can't. They just to eat is I'm sure a lot of you know that when you get that sick, you just don't feel like eating. And so, but to keep the stream of love light energy, the God's within us, beaming into them and literally saturating their bodies with it, inside and out, head to toe, because we've got to keep her in her body as well as him, to keep that God in the body, because there's a lot that she's able to do when she's healthy. There is a tremendous power and deep eternal loving given to anyone who can say yes to the life that they have now. This means accepting and appreciating who you are, how you think and feel about where you are headed, what you are doing with your life, and how you plan on arriving home. No matter how super challenging or crazy your life may seem right now, when you fully say yes to it, tomorrow can only get easier. Let's free your mind from all the old limiting beliefs that it has on. Let's open your heart up to accepting every little thing about yourself. Let's say yes to just the way you are. This is your week to practice becoming a yes-aholic. Whatever the conscious mind thinks and believes, the subconscious mind identically creates, Brian Adams. So whatever our conscious mind thinks and believes, the subconscious identically creates. And the subconscious, remember, is our library of everything. It doesn't miss a thing. There is a way of living our lives that is so conscious, so purely intentional and alive, that we are guaranteed to manifest the life we desire. It happens when we understand and practice the basic manifesting principles. Manifesting, moving energy into form, creating into reality, and experiencing of the universe. The first is that our thoughts create our reality in every split microsecond, every moment. And that we are pure consciousness beyond each thought, and we may choose or not choose to entertain. We don't have to entertain these thoughts. We can choose not to, especially the real dank ones. This revolutionary, empowering consciousness is already here now. When you stop all efforting, scheming, trying to find it or create it, you instantly see the simple fact that it is here right now. If you want to become richer, more lovable, successful, or even more conscious, that is all fine and dandy. Just know that these ideas, and these are ideas, and are not the potent, powerful essence of who we are, Consciousness instantly reveals itself when you realize that you are not this mind or its desires. The pure state of consciousness is unfolding our version of reality for us to enjoy as we decide to perceive it in each moment all around us. It loves us, each of us, that much. Just surrender to it and investigate this pure consciousness that's here now, and how there is nothing you can do to change it. The reason this life, can be so challenging is because of one main obstacle. You get over-identified with the mind and certain thoughts that it becomes attached to or avoids. The mind can get hooked, like Velcro, to certain roles, ideas, feelings, memories, and experiences that make you feel trapped. It's like a spider caught in its own web. The more it struggles, the more wrapped up and stuck it gets. The only way out of this mind trap is to surrender to the source of who you are. One of the greatest secrets to untangling ourselves and spinning a new web around us is in exploring the truth of what and who we really are. If you just practice using the mind to free the mind from all the thoughts it's been wrapped up in and attached to, you just get more mental activity. Instead of playing the game of the mind, start dismantling it. Let the mind weave the web it wants to weave, yet choose to focus on the light and consciousness within. This is the most enlightening and empowering place to be, and will greatly increase your manifesting vibration. You will become a super manifesting magnet for what you want, so be wise about choosing what you want. The experiences that you'll attract to you can only bring you into a more enlightened perspective when you abide in the knowing that consciousness is natural, effortless, and the essential eternal state of what and who you already are. Be curious about this consciousness. If you think that you know it, let that thought go. It's just a thought and not actually pure consciousness itself. Drop all ideas about who you truly are, and liberate yourselves completely. This consciousness is truly unknowable and cannot be pinned down as something that you understand once and are forever done with it. It is as infinite as this universe and is here for you, each of us, to explore throughout our entire lifetimes. Our job is to gently unfold it and discover this dynamic divine being that we already are. This consciousness is the God source, and it is everywhere. The secret to discovering it is in being vulnerable, open, and receptive to this moment. Be honest with yourself about what your experience is, and then let the experience go. If resistance is there, become that wall and let it go. Explore every experience that arises until it is finished. Your life will become more rich and juicy and full of aliveness. Consciousness is not cold, hard, or rigid by any means. It contains a sacred warmth that you'll only find in the heart of it. This love is the love of your essence. It is already inside your heart, right here and now. Just surrender to what is true and real. Every morning, take about 20 minutes. this week to become completely still, silent, and relax into this pure consciousness. This may be the hardest or easiest thing that you've ever explored. So if you first don't find it, just relax deeper. It is already, always here now. All it takes is total surrender to what is. To enjoy the ride. Find the center of the cyclone of life, and you'll discover deep, profound peace. The mind often acts like a storm of energy and information spewing out all sorts of thoughts and ideas about this world. It can make the world around us seem chaotic, exciting, boring, or way too much to handle. Our minds are like an overused machine that never gets a break and is always very, very, very busy. All day long, it's spinning around its thoughts, chattering 1,000 miles an hour about this and that. It's as if your mind is caught in its own cranks, wheels, gears, spinning in the same patterns for years that it once created. If you are caught in the whirling mind, these turbulent thoughts can make your life appear as it is off course. It can feel like you are being tossed in many different directions as your mind can throw out random harsh thoughts at you like, hurry up. Why did you say that? You don't have time for this. Get a life. Get a real life. Why did you mess that up? Get back to work. What am I having for dinner? The mind can be rude, mean, and make you feel inadequate. It can take you down these roads of thinking that can make you think there is no happiness inside. Living in the mind is utterly, truly, and completely exhausting. It's a good thing that there are many ways to get off. With each of these thoughts slamming into us, we may notice that we have the choice to react to them or just watch them sail by. By reacting to all of the crazy mind chatter, we will be thrown back into the tornado of life. If we choose instead to sit back from your mind, become the observer, you will discover that you can create a comfortable distance from every thought that passes by. Finding this observer in you is where you become the master of the winds of your psyche. Set the intention right now to recognize the personal nature of your typical storm. You may notice that what are the concerns, responsibilities, and fears created by your mind, and how they are truly an illusion. There is really nothing that has to be done. You are connected with the existence, and that is enough. You don't have to do anything or be someone special to continue to exist. Your mind may believe that something important needs to get done, or else you will die. Yet, this is the type of fear-based thinking that creates those 300-mile-an-hour winds and a hurricane lifestyle. The truth is that all of us are complete, whole, truly perfect exactly as we are now in this very moment. We don't have to do a thing to be perfect. We were born divine. No matter what happens in the chaotic outer world, our divine inner nature will always remain untouched, undamaged, and complete. Believe through your heart minds this for 24 hours and see what happens. You no longer have to suffer in this storm. You can find the oasis of calm that lies in the middle of each moment. The secret is to learn how to quiet the mind and reconnect with your divine nature. The easiest way to do this is to remain present to what is. This can be mastered through learning meditation. The more you meditate, the more you realize that you are not your mind and that you are infinite and untouched by any winds blowing around you. Practice meditation, and practicing it means simply sitting in silence, watching the crazy mind chatter as it comes and goes. It is like sitting and watching the distant clouds move across a peaceful blue sky background. Your true eternal essence is the blue sky, and your thoughts are the clouds. The more you observe these thoughts without buying into them or getting caught up in them, the more you detach and find this vast infinite stillness inside of you. Over time, you will be able to recognize the silliness of getting caught in the mind and become truly freed from its grasp. It will be a glorious day when this civilization remains centered no matter what crazy storm is brewing around us. If you tried meditating, and it just doesn't work or hasn't worked for you, then try a different way of meditating. Slow down whatever action you're doing and be more present to the experience. You can do a walking meditation, an eating meditation, a drinking meditation, a non-alcoholic, of course, a showering meditation, or even doing the dishes meditation. Don't give up on training your mind to find peace inside. It will be worth everything in the end. If you have become so fixated on your thoughts that slowing down doesn't work, then it's time to use stronger disciplinary measures. Several times a day at random. Try this. Try it this week. This is a mind-stopping experiment. Take a deep breath into your body. It's okay to take a deep breath right now. And before you exhale, whisper the message, stop, into your mind. Release the breath, and then let your body become solid and completely still like a stone statue. Let the breathing slow way down to where you may even stop breathing for a few moments and explore this stillness. Show the mind that you are the boss here, and let the frozen-like energy cease all physical activity inside. When the body finds stillness, the mind will soon follow. Just let everything come to a complete halt. Bring your attention inside on who or what is looking. While it may take only 30 seconds or more to find the calm, present, eternal observer, these moments are worth the price of finding peace in the center of your cyclone. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do, relax the body. Before you wake up in the morning, you know how you're not sound asleep, but you're not awake. And relax the body. I know that sounds silly. Well, I'm already relaxed. I've been sleeping. But you'd be amazed. So relax the body in that moment when you're not quite awake and you're not quite asleep. You're kind of coming out for the day. And do this. And watch what happens to the body. And watch what happens with you. And notice I say watch. Don't judge. Just watch. And you try to get into the habit of practicing this every single morning. To relax our bodies is the gateway to peace. It is the gateway to stilling our minds. And obviously, the more you do it, the more effective it gets. So as we continually understand that the relaxation of the body is connected to the relaxation of the mind, and we focus on our breath. The breath is the magic. The breath sustains the body. The soul powers the body. The body then has the breath. The breath sustains the body so the soul can stay within the body and experience physical life. So the breath is divine positive energy. When you exercise, what is the key? Breath. Right? When you talk, what is the key? Breath. If you didn't breathe while you were talking, you couldn't talk. So it's an easy inhale, breath in through the nose. And it's just like normal. It's not, going crazy and taking in huge breaths and being out of breath. But it's a natural flow of bringing the breath in through the nose and pushing the breath out through the mouth. Stilling that mind of yours. Because we step out. When we focus on the breath, we're in the now. The breath is the now. And we still the mind and the ego and the subconscious mind, which means we leave them alone. We don't participate. They're there, but we don't participate with them. We don't entertain their generated thoughts. We don't do that. Just like the blue sky, the thoughts are the clouds passing by. And we can look at those clouds. Look at that beautiful blue sky. That's the peace. See, that's the consciousness, the blue sky. The clouds are those thoughts. And, you just watch them. Watch the thoughts pass on by. This is when we become a viewer, a watcher, not a participant. The understanding is that we, all of us, are not these bodies, but we've gotten so attached to them that in a way we believe that we are the body, and we're not. And so this understanding is so that we don't get caught up in the body and that we open ourselves, become vulnerable to the pure consciousness, the God within it. See what I mean? It's like you put on a set of clothes, but you're not those clothes, right? You put them on, you wear them, but you take them off. They aren't full-time with you. They aren't a part of you, say. Now you imagine what would happen if you said that those clothes were you and you couldn't take them off. You had to wear them all the time. That'd get pretty interesting, wouldn't it? So it's almost like you take the body off of the God that you are. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean you're ignoring the body or that you don't respect the body or you're not grateful for the body. It means that I'm not this body. I focus on the God that I am, the pure consciousness within the body. That's the true me. These conversations that you can have with yourself are very nurturing and empowering. And some people, it just depends, depending where you're at on your journey. Some people say, well, that's silly. That's the ego mind saying that's silly. What are you doing that for? You are the body. You're nothing else but the body. And that's just totally not true. The reason most of us get caught up in things is because we step into the storm. The gods that we are in the center, the I, the peace, total stillness, total peace. But for some reason we have a tendency that we jump right into that storm. We leave who we really are and jump into the storm. So all these thoughts and all these actions and everything come flooding in. And we're inundated. And we're also being driven by the ego mind. You got to get this done. You've got to do this, and you've got to do that, and you have to do this. You can't just be, you've got to do. And that's what happens to us. We're constantly caught up in this mad rush to constantly be doing, having, getting. That's why so many of us, we really don't know what it is to be in peace. You know, how many times have you heard when when someone leaves the body, they're at peace now? Well, heck, why not be in peace while we're in the body experiencing physical life? See, the heart mind sends a signal to the head, to the ego mind. The heart mind does. See, now what happens with most of us right now is that the ego mind sends a signal to the heart mind. So the ego mind is in charge. It's the master. And it's mastering the heart mind, manipulating the heart mind. This is what happens with most of us. Instead, it should be the other way around. It should be that the heart mind sends a signal to the head, to the ego mind. That's why all during the course of the day, practice dropping into the body. Not the mind, not the head. Into the heart, dropping down into the heart, feeling what that's like from the heart. Not the head. We know that. We know the head. That's where most of us are, in the head, in the ego mind. But try it. You'd be amazed that if you can tell when you drop into the mind or to the heart mind. You can tell. You can tell when you leave the head and you go to the heart. You feel it. And so that when you express your feelings of vulnerability and you open, the heart center is open, those directions and those thoughts that you generate are of joy, of happiness and bliss. When you send it out from the heart mind to the universe, joy and bliss, the things that you desire are much different than the things that the heart, the head, the ego mind desires. And it's all choice. It's choice. It's knowing. See, many are ignorant to this process. And we all have faith that is depleting, that those numbers are depleting, that more and more the gods that we are embracing the heart mind openly. Opening up the heart, being vulnerable, not guarded and protected all the time. Being vulnerable, taking risks. As we get older, we should be taking more risk. Instead, we're taking less and less and less. To think that we have guarantees in this life is the ego mind. Ego mind needs to be secure. It needs to feel secure. Say. And when it doesn't feel secure, it freaks out. Now you can picture standing, right? And there's 3 golden circles. And they're both in the front of a path. Each path looks identical, right? There's the one on the left, which is the past, and the one on the right, which is the future. And the one you're standing on is the now, which is the only thing that exists. And anything and everything is the now. So you look at these paths, you're viewing them, and you see that each one has golden, shimmering, golden trees, the leaves, the branches, everything, golden, shimmering. And they form the canopy. And then on the path itself, you see this vibrantly emerald green, flaming grass. And it's just absolutely perfect in every way. Now, the path on the left, the past, you can tell it's worn. Okay? And the one on the right, the future, you can tell it's one. But we all go into the past. I don't think any of us don't. I don't think we're exempt from it. And we do it for different reasons. We reminisce. And sometimes it just shows up. Something triggers it, and you're in the past, right? And, there's nothing wrong with that, to experience having, re-experiencing in a way, reminiscing of the things that you've done in this life, that you enjoyed, that you had a great time with, that was just wonderful, right? And then other times we visit things that were so wonderful so that we can continually remind ourselves not to do it again. But we leave. See, we have a library, each of us do. It's a private library. It's massive. It holds everything and anything, because we absorb everything and anything these bodies do. Every thought from others, every experience, every spoken word, everything. And where does it go? Subconscious mind. Subconscious mind copies everything that the conscious mind does. Think about this now. The subconscious mind copies exactly everything that the conscious mind does. You can see how packed, no matter how big that library is you have. So we go in there, we turn on the light, we pick up a book, we look at the pictures, we review things, and we leave. We turn the light off, shut the door, and leave. We visit it on occasion. Some of us, though, don't leave. They stay there. I don't believe it's conscious. I think it's unconsciously they stay there. And they stay there so long that they end up bringing that past into a future that doesn't exist, creating that future from that past, and reliving that past and that future. That's why a lot of people will say, no matter what we do, we always seem to end up here. No matter what we do, we always seem to end up here. That's why. Now, all of us go into the future. Future only exists in the now because we are creating our futures in the now. But we go out there, see, we take that future path, and we ask ourselves, usually it's when am I going to be healthier to enjoy my life? When am I going to have meet my lifelong romantic relationship? When am I going to have enough money to enjoy my life? When am I going to be able to get that house or get that car or get this or get that? When am I going to have this, have that, have this, have that? Am I going to get a new boss, a new job, a raise, whatever? And all along, we're not in the now when we do that. We have totally abandoned the now. That's why the center path, the now, is so pristine. Very rarely is it used. It is a little uncomfortable for some to start to do that because they're so used to their comfort zone. See, they're so used to being actually the opposite, being in the past and the future. What is actually being in the now? As soon as you focus on your breath, that's not simple. You're in the now. And every time you leave the now, to be consciously aware of that. And 24/7 throughout infinity and beyond, to be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself, and to be in 24/7 infinity and beyond gratitude, deep gratitude for everything and anything. It's imperative to stay in deep gratitude. I was talking with Patty McPeak, and I said, you've got to stay in gratitude. That's a little hard as when you feel like you're death wormed over. Yet it is perspective from the ego mind. But when you can just relax, focus on the breath in that physical state, and say how deeply grateful you are to be experiencing that because you have a body to experience it. Now that sounds strange to many, but it's crucial. It's absolutely crucial in the healing process. It really is. So to stay in deep gratitude. no matter what storm is bashing around with 300-mile-an-hour winds outside of you, or no matter what's going on with your body, the body that you're in. Deep gratitude. And when we get these thoughts, they're not ours. They're just thoughts. They have no power. They have nothing. They're just thoughts. And we have tens of millions, like clouds in the sky passing by. These are other people's thoughts. They're not ours. They're not yours. They're other people's thoughts. And we can choose, say. Some of us, when we're in the now, all of us at times, one time, shape, form, or another, we're in the now, right? We're focused on something, and it's good. And then we just randomly float away into other thoughts. And so it isn't a big deal. The key is knowing that you've wandered off and to say, I'll focus on my breath and I'll be in the now. And you'll be in the now 3,000% of the time, which means always be in the now. Wouldn't you like to leave your mind alone, your ego, your subconscious? Wouldn't you just like to take a break? They would too. So you just take a break. You step outside of them. You focus on your breath. You're in the now. You still all of that mind chatter, all those thoughts passing by. Now you can look in these bodies. You can look in this body anytime you want that you're in. You'll notice that you'll see 7 lights, and they're nothing like the lights on this planet. The colors are deeper. They're much more vibrant. And these lights from the tailbone to the top of the head are known as chakras on this planet. And a chakra, the definition of the chakra, is a wheel. These are wheels of light. They're spiritual, etherical energy. We are spiritual, etherical energy. And omnipotently powerful. We flow through those. That means we know everything there is to know about these bodies. There's no one that knows more about that body you're in than you do, the God that you are, period. And right down to the quantum core, the blood flow, the organs, the tissues, any invasion of virals, anything, you know. And you also know that you can heal that body in a blink of the eye. That hasn't happened yet on this planet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. And this isn't participating in the ego mind either. Because remember, you've left them alone. You're in the now. You're focused on your breath. This way you begin to understand is that I can relax my body. I can move into meditation. I can be silent. I can leave the mind and the ego and the subconscious mind alone, and I can watch them. I can watch all those thoughts passing by in the blue sky. I can choose too. No, not that one. No, I'm not interested in that one. And you're sitting there watching, right? Nobody's interrupting you. Nothing is. And this is how we stay in the now. Now, consciously aware. Consciously aware for many of us is that we know that we are of and from, the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude. Now, you know that the soul, the God, the pure consciousness that you are in that body, when you enter that baby body, after the mother's umbilical cord's been cut, right? You power it. That body's relying on your energy, the God that you are. Everything has a source, see? And you're the source of the energy of that body. So you're the God, the heaven. Heaven isn't a place. That heaven is a trap. Heaven is you. Heaven is each and every single one of us, the gods that we are in these bodies. Excuse me, the earth, heaven on earth. And being consciously aware, every step we take on this planet, we're creating paradise. Literally. Not only that, we're shining our light 360 degrees, 24/7, infinity and beyond. And what is the light? It is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest the purest purest, eternal love. And this planet's being flooded, non-stop, head to toe, inside and out. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. Nothing can escape it. Nothing, nothing. And along this journey in this life, as our lifespans increase exponentially, we may learn that before we decide to leave these bodies, that we will know that we are the light. That we don't need to follow some other light. That's the trap. We are the light. So if you were to take a trip outside the planet, right? And you got far enough out and you saw the entirety of the planet, and you would see it glow. There's 8 billion gods in physical form, and that doesn't even include all of the other physical forms. So this planet glows. Immensely so. So if you looked at around the universe, all the lights, right? You would see that they all would appear to be a candle that had been lit in the darkness. Dim in comparison. Now we know that parts of us, the gods that we are asleep, fast asleep. They're with us always. They just don't participate in anything because they're totally asleep. They haven't woken up. They haven't decided to wake up yet. We love them all the same. Then there's the other parts of the gods that we are that are awake, consciously aware to a certain extent. This is all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. The numbers are in Googleplex. Googleplex fills this universe with not even 1 square inch of sacred space to spare. These are trillions of Googleplexes from trillions of universes, from every direction. The archangels, cherubim, seraphim, archetypes. Ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Moria, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yeshua. All the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. All of the off-worlders, galactics, and celestials. And light energy beings, with this planet, because of the eyes that we have with these bodies, we only see 1% of what is. Now, they come in different light spectrums, red, infrared, and violet, and ultraviolet, and they come in shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations of which we don't see. But there is a group that we do interact with and that we do see parts of it on a daily basis. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, the magics. Earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. Now ask yourself this. It might sound like a silly question, but it's good to reconfirm it always. I'm in this body. I am the God, pure consciousness. Can this body survive without air? No. Would I have to leave it? Yes. Would this body be able to sustain me without water? No. Without fire? No. Without wood? No. Without earth? No. You see the intimate interaction that these bodies depend on those. So that is one group that we are intimately connected with. Now, the off-worlders, the galactics, and the celestials. Over 1,000 species, civilizations, pass through this solar system every single day. Trillions throughout the universes every single day. We're familiar with a small group. Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Felines, Zeta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian. Now, this particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. The archangels, their civilization vibrate at a different frequency than we do. The gods within them are no different than the gods within us. And this is why we don't see them like we see each other. But we meet with them, we interact with them. There's many times, and a lot of the times we don't know it, we don't recognize it, but then there's other times where we say to ourselves, that was an angel. You could have a random conversation with a complete stranger, and there's just something that tells something within you says, that was an angel, and you experience bliss. And they're always around. There's been times where you've needed help, and someone appears and helps you. There have been times where you're having a conversation with a complete stranger that you felt like you've known forever. That's an angel. Now, they may not, have wings and glow. That's an interpretation. And when you do discover that you've interacted with an angel, what happens? You feel bliss, the bliss within you. They have one message that they deliver in many different ways and have for tens of thousands of years. And that message is what? Isn't it magna, glorious, stupendous, splendiferous to be alive in these bodies? Because as gods outside these bodies, we don't experience water, drinking water, having a nice meal, taste, laughing, crying, feeling, touching, hugging, holding, none of that, period. So you can see how seductive these bodies are to us, the gods, that when we enter them, we can become completely seduced by them. Where we get amnesia of remembering exactly who and what we are in these bodies. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time in the tens of thousands, tens of millions. Reason is because their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. And if you want them to, ask them. In a blink of the eye, they'll be all around you, and you will be in bliss. The ascended masters have ascended into physical form and have mastered physical form. They have ascended out of physical form into pure consciousness and hold pure God form. We have ascended into physical. We are in the process of mastering physical. We are creating our experiences to perfect our creation. Now, we're all gathered. We're all one. It doesn't matter if some of us are 100 billion light years in the illusion of distance away. We're all one. And I'm consciously aware in the hundreds of millions on and off world in this meditation for the complete liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, in this now, Arya, in this now. Full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to grow and expand. Immediately create a circle of flaming white light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This flaming white light comes from where? It comes from the gods that we are, the pure consciousness, the God source within each and every one of us, within these bodies. This is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, and purest of the purest, purest, eternal love. And it's flooding this planet. And it's all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. Head to toe, inside and out. It never ends. It is infinity and beyond. And to escape it is not possible because you are of it. How can you escape the universe when you are the universe? How can the universe escape you when the universe is you? We begin to ascend above the planet, and we come into complete contact. We find ourselves immersed in an ocean of glitter. Now, this isn't like an ocean of glitter you would picture on this planet. The best way to describe it is to say, okay, this magnificent grand finale fireworks display of nothing on this planet has ever come close to, a laser light show that is way beyond anything you can imagine, and a ballroom globe mirrored that we know of that slowly turns and it reflects all the light. This ballroom globe is 1 trillion times larger, 1 trillion times more intense. Combine all of those into one crescendo of beautifulness, magnificence. All of us gathered are that crescendo. And we're curious, so we look at the reflective points and we see these little tiny microscopic perfectly etched mirrors. We enter them, and all of us, in any physical form that we choose, are learning and teaching, teaching and learning. Student, teacher, teacher, student. One or the other or both. You can learn from everything that comes into your life or that you walk into its path. See, we get so seduced to the external reality, the external world, this illusion that we've created to entertain ourselves, that we forget why we're here. to rediscover the gods that we are in these bodies. And to do that is to interact with all life. And guess what? You don't have to walk anywhere or do anything. It's all around you. Look out your window. You can watch a bug in the rug move and connect with the God light inside that bug. A dog, a cat, a horse, a cow, a moose, anything, a tree. Remember, it isn't the physical form that is life. It is the God within it that gives it life. You see, we experience things that we are the masters of creation. We create them. We create these things, these physical forms. Now, it's not like we consciously are aware of it. How many of the pets, right? How many of the pets that you have taught you many, many, many things? It's because of the God within the pet, within the dog, within the cat, within the bird, within whatever it is. We continue to ascend above the planet. And we're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created that reminds all of us, the gods that we are in these bodies, that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the purple, violet, blue flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all of the gods that we are within these bodies, of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the flaming white light. This column of light we created to remind us all that from head to toe, infinity and beyond, inside and out, we are protected. No lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, no demon possession, no attachments. We are protected 24/7. Always. And this is an armor that is nothing like the armor on this planet. It's way beyond that. Can't be manipulated, seduced, depleted. Yet, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, anger, greed, fear, worry, stress, anxiety, hurriedness, revenge, dishonesty, manipulation, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow all lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Now, if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light. This column of light, the first part of it, is the purple transmuting flame. We created this part of the column of light to remind us all we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutralized substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are no more. The second part of this column of light is the violet ray. We created this part of the column of light to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, peace. We are then met with the golden light, pink light. This is the column of light that we all have created to remind us all, the gods that we are in these bodies, that we are the sun. We are the sunlight. We are the sunrise and the sunset. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the mountains. We are the trees, the forests, the soils, the animals, the skies and the cloud. We're everything. Everything is us. So the next time that you view a sunset or a sunrise, starry lit night sky, fresh snowfall, mountain view, ocean front. Now, regularly, we've been trained to say, isn't it? That's outside of us. That's not part of us. That's outside of us. That's something else. That's why we look at it and say, oh, isn't that beautiful? Try it, though, through your heart mind. That is the God that I am. Always have been, always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. That is the God that I am. We continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us step outside our physical form and hover effortlessly above it, if we're carrying physical form. The reason we do it is because it's fun, and we can. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the column, we see this oblong sphere, massive. In the center of the sphere is this huge golden white bowl of light. It is in turn surrounded by numerous multicolored rings of light that never seem to end. And this is all creates this massive, misty, cloudy, super white, bright, reflecting, sparking, you can see arcs of energy that's absorbed in through our heart minds. And it's like a warm embrace that never ends. Now, the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Then comes gratitude, well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, tremendous prosperity, and tremendous abundance. And all of this, we discover, is a reflection of the gods that we are within each of these bodies. Now, at the top of this column, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees as it's doing now, as it does infinity and beyond. This, too, is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest. Eternal gratitude, love, peace. And it's flooding this planet. We're swimming in it, and it literally nonstop, infinity and beyond, head to toe, inside and out, all life, the highest supreme value in the universes. And we are drops of this golden ocean. And the golden ocean is the drop. And we hold the essence of this golden ocean. The essence. So the golden ocean is the drops of the golden ocean, and the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. We all created this sphere almost 4 years ago. It holds over 1,800 of our meditations in perpetual motion. Every day, 7 days a week, almost 4 years, hundreds of millions of us on and off world, consciously aware to a certain extent, total liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. All the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, vaporized, gone. Frequencies, gone. There is no escape from this. There is nothing that can, because everything is. You can plug into this, all of it, whenever you choose, is to go into stillness and just be. I'll join you in the meditation. And I'll return to close this out. Take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. There are no accidents or coincidences in this world. Nothing is by chance. It is all a reflection, indication, expression, and manifestation of your body-mind's vibration. Your vibration is determined by the thoughts and feelings you choose to experience, which are also being sent out into the universe. Your body-mind is like a massive radio tower that emails and emits a personal signature energy, which is constantly being received by the universe. Positive feelings, thoughts create easy, healing, and satisfying experiences, while negative thoughts and feelings attract situations that leave us with a dark, lonely, and impoverished experience. For today, hold your attention on the most powerful vibration there is, love. Start by tuning your radio tower so it's working at 100% by practicing self-love. Love yourself, no matter what happens today. This commitment releases all negative possible accidents from entering your vibrational field. You'll win every battle with pain, poverty, and failure. Imagine what it will be like to be self-loving and self-accepting for the next 24 hours. Take this with you for the rest of the day and to the evening and night and the following morning. And we'll return here January 19th, 2022, Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our Global Guided Meditation call. And tomorrow night, 9 p.m., to continue our Time for Change call.